We're a bit out of practice.
We're so out of
We're
practice.
out of practice because
Oh
we
my
haven't done this for
gosh.
like.
A few
It's been
months.
no, it hasn't been. Has it been a few months?
Yeah. Yeah.
When was the last
I'm
one
looking
we
at
did?
Aaron.
Oh, we're looking
When
at
are
Aaron
we-
behind
when
the
did
camera.
we do the last one? I can't remember. Anyway,
Yeah.
a lot has happened.
A lot has happened since we last did a podcast. Actually, we did a bunch. Actually, it was actually before October, wasn't it? It was like September.
I'm telling you, it's been a few
was.
months.
It was
Yeah.
September because we did the October recap. What
Yeah,
we had
and then we
coming
were
up in October.
launching into like Chrome Fest.
Yeah.
And so we've. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, since then we've done Chrome Fest.
We've done Chrome Fest. Since then, we've purchased a business, or purchased
that was
the
like
remains of
the
a business.
big news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those on our socials would have seen that, but I don't think we talked about it on the podcast.
No, we didn't because
So
we haven't done a podcast.
if anyone
in
is
3
everyone listening to the podcast and is surprised to know we're now in Newcastle, you need to go like our social media
Yeah,
because
hell
it's
yeah.
been all over that.
Yeah.
But quick recap for that.
Oh, Worldwind.
Yeah, we've purchased. Well, yeah, there was an opportunity to purchase some gear from an existing business. But yeah, so now we've got a Newcastle base.
We have a trailer stage.
We have a nice 9-meter trailer stage that's available for
excited.
events. Whole new bunch of stock.
Mm.
Some great new crew on board.
Yes.
Potential retail shop front coming
Yep.
as well. And the world's biggest fire sale for anyone that wants to buy some
Yeah, when we get around to
bargains.
it. When we get
So-
around to seeing what we've got and potentially
Yeah.
getting rid of some.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I suppose, so October when we thought October was busy, it became really,
Super
really
busy.
busy.
Yeah.
Because we obviously picked up some new clients as well. And we've done some jobs out of that as well. It's been an interesting time.
You could say that.
Because there's been some clients that we've had to obviously
Re-educate.
renegotiate. Well, yeah, let's say requote some jobs. But I suppose that's one point I wanted to touch on today, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually going to say you should actually, if you got the opportunity or you got a year-on-year event, regardless of if you're happy with your supplier or not, I'm going to recommend you go to market to get quotes.
And why is that?
Well, I've upset a few event organisers the last 4 weeks. But I suppose what it's highlighted is obviously people have vastly different ideas on what things should cost.
Yeah.
And that could be, I would like to say us as a business, we are very aware of what it costs us to send our guys
And our gear.
out onto site. And then also what the gear costs and getting, at the end of the day, we're a business. As much as we do enjoy what we do, we're not just here for the fun.
Sometimes.
That's what we keep telling ourselves. We're here for the fun.
Like, rocking back and forth. It's all for the fun.
But I've honestly, I've had some very, very interesting conversations with clients. We've found some scenarios where, we're way out, like way out, 3 times out.
But not, I wouldn't say out of, how would you say it? That's, we know our worth.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying that we're like, well, I think we are, let's be honest, we're starting to get a label that people think we're at the higher end of the market.
Yeah, but it's
which is
because-
fine. But I mean, all our clients will probably vouch for that.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
Exactly.
But we're obviously got a situation where the clients we've inherited, some of them, their pricing, they've had some great pricing.
Yeah.
And fantastic if it's worked for their events and they're happy with that. And the result has been a good result.
Positive, yeah.
However, the reason I say go and get 3 quotes is we've had some events that have been running year on year, and the budget they had allocated for their production is just not viable for us to run or do their event.
Yeah. And a lot has changed since COVID.
Totally.
So much has changed from a costing perspective, even so staffing, even gear. Petrol is insane.
So,
Hiring, like we're going to talk about site safety, but
yeah.
everything from an infrastructure perspective as well has increased. So look at house prices.
Inflation. Yeah. Right? Inflation's gone up. And so, you know, that does happen in the event world too. We're not prone to it, you know. Mm-hmm. Everyone's bills are going up. Yeah. And so are the event companies at the end of the day too.
So that's something to keep in mind, obviously.
A CPI increase and I mean we never used to do that.
No.
Like we've only really started doing that post-COVID, you know. So we've only really started to do that post-COVID, and since we've started to do that, you know, obviously it just means that, yes, the event budgets creep up every year, and it's allowing that to happen.
Yeah.
But you'll find everything comes... If you're still running the same event budget from 10 years ago, you're in a bit of trouble. Yeah. But, so there's obviously two sides. There's the CPI increase. But just going to market... So, okay, I'll give an example. I've had a client come to us with a fairly large-scale event. Very large-scale event. And they wanted particular infrastructure for the event. And when we saw the price of the job,
what they were previously
charged, it didn't even equate to the cost of one major piece of infrastructure they wanted on that job. So there was multiple pieces of equipment. I'm not going to name the names because it'll identify the job. There's multiple pieces of equipment. The one core piece of equipment that they must have because it's the feature piece of their event, that piece of infrastructure alone, when we priced it up, we wouldn't even send that out for what they were paying for everything, let alone crew. The time of year, I mean, December for us is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It's carol season, and at the end of the day, it's like anything. If you want something at a premium point of the year, it's going to cost money.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we had this conversation, and to be honest, the event organisers, it was a bit of a shock for them, but they did take it on board, and you know, we handled it quite well, and they were quite happy. It was an awkward situation. They were very appreciative of the chat, but they've got themselves into this situation where they've run this event year on year, and not realised probably how good a wicket they were on with their pricing, because they just didn't go to market. Yeah. And it's great. You know, if that option works and it's at that price point for them, you know, it's great to keep using that option.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But as long as you're aware as an organising committee what it actually costs. So if there's a scenario where that company, for example, goes out of business 6 weeks before your event and you're about to go to market, you are aware of what it's actually going to cost you.
Yeah.
And you guys have contingencies in place to do that. It's like essentially knowing you're you know, it's like you might be speeding and you know that you're speeding, and if there's a cop there, you're going to have to wear the consequences of that. I don't know if there's any other examples, but I mean, not that I haven't been done by the cops for speeding.
I like how you say I haven't been done by them. You're alluding to that you
No, I don't speed. Oh. Not at all. Never. Anyway. We changed the subject.
I know.
But yeah, no. As I said, I think that's why.
Quotes.
Yeah.
Even if you're happy with your supplier, go out to market and just see what else is there, what it priced, what others price it at.
Yep.
And
just as a reference.
Yeah.
Just purely as a reference. As I said, I can't believe...
But you don't want to waste people's time.
No, you don't want to waste people's time. And I suppose it depends on what time of the year too you do it. Obviously, and fair enough, we are about to go into December and we are getting absolutely slammed. And we're trying our best to stay on top of quotes, particularly for quotes for next year.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but if you're, okay, let's use this time of year, we're about to go into carols. So there's a whole bunch of carols events that are coming in. I was surprised at how late all these carols events started calling for quotes, because I was sitting there in August, September going, you know, where are the carols quotes at?
And then all of a sudden,
And started November, it was 4 weeks out, everyone starts calling on, we're planning a carols, that's just if, you know, 6 to 8 months in advance, and be honest with the supplier, because anyway, a good supplier is going to come to you and go, are there any challenges you're having at the moment, or things that you're not happy with? It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be an opportunity for you to look at a way to run your event better. It could even be better as well.
Yep.
And I know for this particular example, when I was quoting it, there was a number of things that I highlighted to them that they hadn't even thought of.
That's right.
So it's just keeping, do it for the sake of your event and its longevity.
Yep, definitely.
So that, if something was to happen, you've got backup plans, so to speak. Cool. So I can't believe I'm saying it, but get 3 quotes. And if you want to choose your quote based off price, refer to podcasts about 5 episodes ago. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's, I think that's all I got to say on that. Go get 3 quotes.
Yeah.
So there's no bill shock.
No.
When someone no longer around.
Well, if that does happen.
Yeah.
Cool.
The other one, again, something we've noticed bringing in a new client base is site safety and site security. And even for us now, having a trailer stage and that being our responsibility. Any event that we've always had a trailer stage on ourselves, we've always had.
We supplied it.
Crowd control barrier, site fencing. Like, at the end of the day, the stage is a work site.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, the most frustrating thing is, and I had a lady have a go at me at Chrome Fest because I was trying to do my job by going through the...
They're the worst at Chrome Fest, aren't they?
No, they're great. But, yeah, because she was filming and I was trying to do site fencing and or go in the right appropriate way, and she had to go, and I was like, I'm working here. Like, oh my gosh. But site safety is so important, and that's probably something for bands to remember, or people that are groupies. Yeah, I wasn't going to say groupies, but family and friends of the bands that are on.
Yes.
Is that we're responsible.
Entourage.
We're responsible for those bands backstage as well. Yep. So if anything happens to those people, we're essentially liable.
Yep.
So that's why we've now implemented guards on either end of the event access the access points.
Yeah.
So they are checking people in and out.
That's for community events. Like, obviously on our larger alcohol events and stuff, like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
But community events even.
But just be mindful that going backstage, that it's
a work site.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it, actually.
Not quite a construction site.
No, it's a work
bit more
place of
classy
work.
than that.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so site safety. So yeah, crowd control barriers across the front of stage, like, and again, I've had some clients that I've mentioned this to, and it's like, I had one. This was very, very early in the piece. I had one go, it's all right. It's an older crowd. It'll be fine. It wasn't fine at all. And that client now is like permanent mark to say,
must have.
Crowd control barriers are a must.
Must.
Like we had cups of beer all over the front of house PA. Along with paper confetti, but that's a story for another day. So yeah, they're quick short one today.
Yep.
But they're 2 takeaways that I've got.
That you've had.
Is to say that we've noticed from the whirlwind that has been the last 6 weeks, 5, 7, 8, I don't know. When's the year over?
I think 6 weeks. What are we? I don't know. Well, it depends on when you're listening.
That's right. That is true. That is true. So yes, get 3 quotes and be aware of site safety when you're on site. But yeah, if you're in the Hunter region, Newcastle region, and you want to take your event to the next level,
shout out
with a premium event company.
Are you talking from a budget? No. Oh dear. Go and get 3 quotes.
Go get 3 quotes.
Yeah.
And have a chat to us.
Yeah.